Hi, this is Shane from Double Dragon Gym, and this is the beginning of us rolling out our online content as effect since the government has shut down non-essential services, so we can't be training indoors or, as it seems, outdoors now, which is quite a shame. Um, Also, just let me just take this very short time just to thank everyone that did keep their memberships running while we're in this uncertain time frame of when the gym's going to be back on. So this video is really mainly for you guys that stuck by us. So instead of like just kind of just waiting around to see what happens from there, I feel the need that, well, me and Rowan feel the need that we need to give you something to do while while you're not at the gym here. So we're going to be doing a series of videos, based on fitness, Muay Thai, boxing, Jiu-Jitsu, and it hopefully allows you to keep your skills going and your fitness level somewhat maintained until we can get back into that gym again. So this first video is just going to be on warm-ups. It's a very essential part of any training. Doesn't matter what kind of training you do, it's always imperative that you warm up first. So we'll be going through things like foam roller, the best bang for your buck kind of foam roller routine that I found. We'll go through mobility as well. It's always good to make sure that your joints can go for full range of motion, or you try and make that full range of motion even better if you have a very limited one, depending on your structure, of course. And then it's always good to activate from the center outwards. So your core, shoulders, and hips, everything works up and downstream in your body. So if you've got a kink happening from the center, usually up and downstream will get affected. So we try and limit that damage or limit the risk of injury through doing these warm-ups. So if there's any other videos that you really want specific answers on, or even Q&A on from there, we can do more videos. I actually don't think I mind this method too much. We'll see how it goes. And plus, I don't have much else to do. So I don't mind it. I've got some time on my hands to edit videos and do videos as well, okay? All right, so we'll see you in a bit, and hopefully you get a lot out of this video. Thank you.
Okay, let's go through some foam roller work. Don't need anything special for foam roller. You can get these from Big W, Rebel, Kmart, whatever. Nothing too special. Even if you're a tradie, you could use a PVC pipe if you want. So I usually start with my back, so I'm seeing them doing the upper back here. I'm really hugging myself, prying the shoulder blades apart, trying to get in between there. And then I'll go into my lower back now. So I'm just doing short passes here, really just searching out the muscles for like congested sore spots and just really working out. So I'm going to now left and right. So just really mashing out. No real bad way I can do it here. Just as long as I'm not working too into like a pain that's really too deep from that one, I just try and keep it like more so mild dosed, whatever you can handle for discomfort. So now I'm going into shoulders. So the shoulder one's really good if you got so that's always got tight shoulders, or you can find any kind of overhead lifting or even raising your arms overhead difficult. This one's really good for taking away the adhesions that kind of limit that. So yep, short passes, long passes, back and forth there, as you can see. Now going into the hips, using the same thing. So I go to the side of my hips, which is like, it feels like a bit of a bony prominence there, which it is, but there's a lot of attachments to that hip. I'll go to the front, the side, but I'll also work into the back part, which is more so the glutes and that. Yep, you make yourself look good, son, that's why. So from that one, after I go from the side of my hip, from there, I should work down into the lower leg. Okay, so yeah, back and forth. Definitely, that's what we talked about before. Here we go. So now we're working into that leg there, the thighs. So the quads, IT band from there, martial arts, field sports. So if you do a lot of running, this is always going to be congested and tight. So it should be a fundamental one to do all the time from there. Don't have to spend a lot of time doing a lot of stuff. 30 seconds. You can spend up to a minute from you. Depends how much time you got to warm up though. All right. So going off from that one there, I turn around, going into the hamstring. Not usually a problem area for me, but clients that I've worked with in the past like to do it, especially if they do a lot of running in that. It just seems to really loosen up that hip section from there. So if you got to do actions that require you to be hip flexion and hip extension, like a deadlift from there, it really kind of opens up and really preps it to do its best work. Alright, going to the final part now, going to those adductors. So if you do jiu-jitsu, a lot of guard work, and do Muay Thai, a lot of kicking, this is always going to be tight and congested. So laying down with the knee out to the side and the other leg flat, just really working either close to the groin or close to the knee, to wherever you feel the most pain. That one. Okay, so that should conclude the foam roller work from that, and let's go on from there. Okay, so we're going to a simple mobility section here. So here's a couple for the hips. So from here, maintaining an upright back, tall chest, tight core, and just basing myself up with my hands here. So my goal is to really open up my hips and allow them full range of motion. So from here, I'm just letting my knee drop in with still muscle control from the hip joint itself, and then pulling the knee up by really engaging my glute and driving my foot through the ground. This one. Now, as I transition into this frogman, so the inside of my feet and knees are to the ground here. I'm maintaining a tight core like I'm doing a plank. So notice how I shuffled in through my elbows there, and I'll just go down till I basically get some good discomfort here and tightness. So I'm actually creating movement here, circles inside the side. And then like I take a bit of pressure off, but I use this time to take a bit of pressure and try and go a little bit further. Then same thing, crawl back with my elbows, tie my core like a plank, and just really try and promote some movement by just getting in there and working in the corners of the hip capsule. Trying to break up some tissue here is what I'm really trying to do. So transitioning from that, I think it's into where we're going here, buddy. Where are you going to go? On there. Okay, we're doing Blackburn. So this is shoulder mobility, but also activation. So as you can watch here, my core is tight. I'm really engaging my upper back here. So my hands are floating above. I'm going to rotate my shoulders, and I'm going to put my handcuffs on. This whole time, I'm staying off my body. So from here, notice my arms. I'm going to move my arms by turning through my shoulder joint. And then my hand is floating above my body there. So if you find that you have to rest your hands on your back, pull it up a bit back from that. So we don't want the hands on the body at all from there. And it also kind of points out some issues with your shoulder that you might have to work through some more. So, foam roller work or even like deep tissue work from a masseuse. So last one here, going into more upper back work. So I'm putting my elbow under and then elbow to the sky. And I'm trying to maintain my hips still. I'm not doing a good job here because it feels a bit dicky on my knee when I just tore my ACL recently. But what you want to think of here is the upper back. So really, that top section of the back where the shoulder blades are, trying to get that more mobile. So, go from there, put the elbow underneath, and then raise the elbow to the sky while keeping the hips in place. And that should do the the mobility section here, and let's move it on. Okay, so we're going to the final one, which is core activation, which is, the last part before we get into the main workout from there. So I'm doing a dead bug. You can put your hands against the wall. And then I'm going 3 seconds out with my leg, and then 3 seconds back in. But I'm pairing my breathing. So I'm doing an out breath here under tension, like I'm blowing through a straw. And then I'm breathing, really sucking the air in from there. So I breathe out from my mouth, hard tension, breathing from my nose. But I'm maintaining my lower back on the ground and maintaining my core tightness. So like every around about midsection is tensed up inwards. I do it. So a lot of core activation is just less anti-rotation stuff. That's what really activates the cores instead of like crunches and that. But from here, what I'm doing is this long plank with a shoulder touch. So I'm doing a 3-second hold, and then I'm transferring weight without trying to shift my body too much. All right, so you can have your legs out wider to make it a little bit easier. Legs in closer if you need a bit more of a challenge. Now I'm just doing some band variations here. This is from Sportsmaster. It's this lightest band. You don't need a heavy band to do this stuff. It's called palm press. So usually I do for 3-second holds. But what I'm going to do here, I start in a tall kneeling position, hold it to my body, press out, 3-second hold, walk out the band enough that it's challenging to maintain my core in the same spot. Okay, so that's how we're going to work it from there. Anti-rotation again. So now I'm doing a staggered stance, 3-second holds, getting that band tension out from the arms. When my arm's out is where the band tension happens. When it's in, not so much. So I'm making sure I'm bracing my core from there. Final one is in the standing position, and the hardest one because, it's just more unstable. Same thing, more instability, more core activation. Alright, and that should do like the warm-up series here. So thanks again, guys. If you have any questions, just send us a message. Okay? See you later.